Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Reach for me, come on. Come on!
You f***ed up, bitch!
I'm Gary.
Shut the f*** up, Gary.
That might make somebody want to try something.
The movie opens with a young woman sitting at her desk, texting with friends. They exchange memes and jokes until the conversation shifts to the mysterious manor and an event referred to as the hunt. Meanwhile, aboard a private plane, a stewardess offers a man some caviar, but he waves it off, sarcastically listing foods that require fresh preparation. Irritated, he requests champagne instead. As the stewardess heads to retrieve it, a disoriented man bursts into the cabin, alarming the passengers. The champagne man observes wryly that one of them is awake. An older gentleman, claiming to be a doctor, steps forward to help, laying the stumbling man down on a pile of towels. Suddenly, the doctor stabs the injured man. The victim, though gravely wounded, fights back with a bottle, flailing wildly. A woman strides into the room and calmly finishes him off with the heel of her shoe. As the tension settles, someone remarks that it hasn't even started yet. The woman, cold and composed, cleans her shoe, declaring, "There's no room for sentimentality in war." The older man drags the body out of sight. The injured man, still clinging to life, whispers for help to a blonde woman slumped unconscious nearby. Later, the same blonde woman wakes up outside, gagged and disoriented. Across a river, she sees another gagged woman making a makeshift compass. The two briefly acknowledge each other before the second woman walks away, leaving the blonde to follow a man who emerges from the woods. He leads her to a clearing where a large crate sits at the center. A small group gathers near the crate, debating whether it's a trap. Ignoring the warnings, the man opens it, releasing a pig and revealing a rack of weapons. The group arms themselves and removes their gags, but confusion quickly turns to chaos when shots ring out from the woods. The blonde woman believes she's safe until she's struck by a bullet and killed. Others attempt to retaliate, but are picked off one by one. A woman falls into a spike-filled ditch, and though a man helps her out, they trigger a landmine and are blown apart. One survivor escapes to a nearby fence, nearly shooting a fellow escapee before realizing it's the man who opened the crate. Two others join them, and together they attempt to climb the fence. The crate man is speared and bravely charges toward the attackers, only to be killed moments later. The remaining three survivors flee and eventually find refuge at a gas station. Inside, the station's elderly owners appear harmless, though wary. One man, dressed in a blue shirt, insists they're not robbers and demands to know where they are. The couple claims they're in Arkansas. The blue-shirted man calls the police, but while they wait, the woman took a bite of food from the store, unaware that it was poison. As the poisoned woman chokes, the couple dons gas masks and throws a smoke grenade into the room. The man kills Blue Shirt and the other survivor, calmly cleaning up the station and disposing of the bodies as if nothing unusual has occurred. The wife hesitates upon finding the blue-shirted man's wedding ring among the items. She looks uneasy, but her husband dismisses her concerns, reiterating that the victims were bad people and likely racists. This sparks a brief argument between them about the nuances of racism, but they're interrupted by a radio call. The voice on the other end warns that another target is approaching the gas station. The couple quickly prepares, resetting their traps and assuming their roles as unsuspecting shopkeepers. Moments later, Crystal enters, her demeanor casual. She greets them, asking for cigarettes and her change. However, she senses something amiss as the couple exchanges subtle, nervous glances. Acting quickly, Crystal attacks them, grabbing a shotgun hidden beneath the counter. She kills the husband first, then turns the gun on the wife. After ensuring the couple is dead, Crystal searches the gas station thoroughly. She discovers the bodies of previous victims and collects supplies, including rubber bands, ammunition, and a radio. She then discards her jacket and exits the station. Outside, she notices a nearby truck and begins inspecting it. She finds fake license plates with Croatian plates underneath, a clear sign something is off. Her investigation leads to the discovery of a tripwire rigged to a bomb on the truck door. Using the radio she took from the gas station, she overhears the hunters discussing her location and their inability to contact the couple. The hunters decide to deploy a drone to investigate. Crystal hides in the bushes as the drone approaches. To her surprise, someone else shoots it down. She watches warily as the shooter approaches the truck and smashes the drone further. Crystal steps out, warning him about the booby-trapped truck and scolding him for revealing their location by firing at the drone. Ignoring his protests, she begins walking toward nearby train tracks she had spotted earlier. The man follows her, sharing his theory that they are being hunted by a group of liberal elites who kidnap people to kill for sport. Crystal listens but remains skeptical. As they hear a train approaching, Crystal urges him to run so they can hop aboard. Once inside the train car, they discover a group of immigrants hiding there. The man immediately accuses them of being crisis actors, but Crystal remains unconvinced, especially since the group doesn't speak English. The train abruptly stops, and military police begin searching the compartments. Crystal, the man, and the immigrants surrender. While being frisked, the man loudly insists to an officer that he and Crystal are American, accusing the immigrants of being actors. One of the immigrants suddenly speaks fluent English with an American accent, confirming the man's suspicions. Enraged, the man tackles him and shoves a grenade into his pants. The others scramble for cover as the grenade explodes. Later, Crystal finds herself in the back of a truck being transported to a refugee camp. An officer there asks for her papers, but when her questions go unanswered, she begins piecing together her location. Eventually, she realizes she's in Croatia. She requests contact with the American embassy, but instead, the officers bring her to Don, another survivor of the hunt. Crystal and Don sit together in the camp kitchen, where Don echoes the same theories about the hunt as the man from earlier. As they eat, an official from the American embassy arrives, claiming they've come to retrieve both of them. In the car, Don explains their grim situation, detailing his theories about the hunt, while the official promises to contact the U.S. State Department and military for assistance. Crystal, however, grows increasingly suspicious of the official. Without warning, she knocks him unconscious, pushes him out of the moving car, and reverses over him to ensure he's dead. Searching his jacket, she finds a gun and opens the trunk. Inside is the body of the man who had been with her earlier. Don, initially horrified by Crystal's actions, is silenced when he sees the corpse. Realizing she was right, he reluctantly agrees to her judgment. Crystal finds a map in the car, and Don suggests they might be the only survivors left. He proposes taking the car and escaping, but Crystal refuses. She insists on using the map to track down the hunters and ending the game on her terms. To drive her point home, Crystal shares a chilling story her mother used to tell her, one that reveals her unwavering resolve. Their tense conversation is interrupted when the pig from earlier reappears, trotting innocently toward them. Meanwhile, at a nearby bunker, the hunters are gathered. Their conversation devolves into debates over political correctness, with one hunter mocking another for being overly sensitive. A soldier, hired as a consultant for the hunt, tries to keep them focused on their objective, but the group ridicules him. A woman's voice breaks through the radio, commanding silence and order. As one of the hunters steps outside to relieve himself, Don distracts him with the pig. Crystal ambushes and kills him. Back at the bunker, the hunters hear noises outside and grow increasingly paranoid. The soldier tries to rally them, but their panic overtakes any semblance of strategy. Don throws the pig into the bunker, triggering chaos as the group instinctively shoots at it, killing the animal. One woman is visibly distraught over the pig's death. Crystal storms in. She swiftly kills one of the hunters and begins firing at the others. Crystal incapacitates the soldier, then turns her attention to the distressed woman, stabbing her in the ensuing struggle. Another hunter attacks her with a rifle, but she manages to find a bullet in the chamber and shoots him dead. Tracking down the sniper, she eliminates him as well. Believing the fight to be over, Crystal is blindsided when the soldier tackles her. The two engage in a brutal hand-to-hand fight, but Crystal ultimately gains the upper hand, using a pipe to disable him. Despite her victory, she spares his life. The injured woman, still alive, hurls an insult at Crystal, calling her a hick. Crystal grabs a gun, ready to kill her, but Don intervenes, arguing that they should show mercy. He appeals to Crystal, pointing out that the woman is unarmed and that they should spare her because she's a woman. Crystal counters by asking the woman directly whether mercy should be granted solely based on gender. The woman answers no. Without hesitation, Crystal shoots her. Dawn, horrified by her ruthlessness, begins to panic. Suddenly, Athena's voice comes over the radio, asking Dawn if he has taken care of Crystal. Crystal, realizing Dawn might be involved with the hunters, turns her gun on him. Dawn vehemently denies being part of the hunt, pleading with her to trust him. Crystal, cold and calculating, shoots him anyway. Speaking into the radio, she calmly tells Athena Dawn is dead. Athena responds coolly, inviting Crystal to come find her. Crystal sits beside the wounded soldier, her demeanor calm as they engage in a quiet conversation. She presses him for Athena's location, but he initially refuses to cooperate. Without hesitation, Crystal aggravates his injury, forcing him to relent. Before he succumbs to his wounds, he warns her that Athena has been preparing for this confrontation for months. With the information she needs, Crystal kills him, determined to finish what she started. 1 year earlier, Athena was confronted by her colleagues about a leaked text in which she jokingly referred to hunting people. Although she dismissed it as satire, the message sparked a conspiracy theory that spiraled out of control, tarnishing her reputation and forcing her to resign in disgrace. 8 months before the hunt, Athena compiled a list of individuals who had spread the rumors. The group of hunters debated their targets, ultimately selecting individuals they deemed worthy of their revenge. When Crystal's name came up, along with her alleged opinions about Athena, Athena fixated on her, choosing her as her ultimate nemesis. In the present, Crystal approaches Athena's remote manor. Over the intercom, Athena commands her to leave her gun behind, threatening to detonate the C4 rigged at the gate. Reluctantly, Crystal complies and proceeds inside. As she cautiously explores the house, Beethoven plays in the background. She notices disturbing photos of herself and the other hunted individuals prominently displayed on Athena's wall. In the kitchen, Athena is waiting for her, calmly cooking. Athena greets her, asking if she killed Dawn, but she pointedly avoids confirming whether Dawn was part of the hunters. Their conversation grows tense as Athena reveals her motivations. She turned the conspiracy theory into reality purely out of spite. Crystal, however, notices something unsettling. Athena doesn't truly know who she is. Athena's confession leads to a shocking twist. She targeted the wrong person. The Crystal who posted hateful conspiracy theories online was a completely different woman with the same surname. Athena's mistake infuriates Crystal, who grabs a knife and attacks her. What follows is a brutal, evenly matched fight. The two women use everything within reach as weapons: furniture, kitchen utensils, even an expensive champagne bottle, which Athena manages to save mid-brawl. The fight rages through the house, with Athena briefly gaining the upper hand when she stabs Crystal. Despite her injuries, Crystal fights back, luring Athena close and fatally stabbing her with the same weapon Athena had used earlier. Athena collapses, defeated, and dies. Bloodied but alive, Crystal survives. She eats the toast Athena had been preparing and cauterizes her wound using a blowtorch. After cleaning herself up, she dons one of Athena's elegant dresses and heels, grabs the expensive champagne, and steps outside. Spotting Athena's private jet, she walks aboard and confronts the stewardess and pilot. Calm but commanding, she declares that she killed their bosses and orders them to take her home, brandishing a gun to make her point. As the jet takes off, the stewardess serves Crystal a snack and pours her the champagne. Crystal invites the stewardess to join her. They share a quiet toast to survival, bringing her harrowing ordeal to an understated but victorious close.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.